Hi, I'm Teresa, and welcome to pre- and post-workout stretching. This post-workout stretch will focus on your full body. We're going to do a series of figures that we want to hold for extended periods of time because we really want to get deep into the muscle post-workout. You don't need any equipment for this, just your yoga mat and a positive mental attitude. So let's get to it. Let's face it, at the end of a workout, what do you want to do? You want to lay down. So we're going to begin this stretching procedure laying on our backs. You're going to bring one knee into your chest and gently fold it over your body into a supine twist. Keeping both of your shoulders on the ground, you're just going to let the natural weight of your knee go towards the ground and go towards your other shoulder. Take deep inhales and exhales. We're going to hold this for 30 seconds. Really allowing your body to wring out any tension. This position is highly detoxifying. It squeezes your intestines and your liver, your stomach, a very naturally detoxifying movement. You can go ahead and massage your lower back while you're doing this pose, just for some added love in this position. 10 more seconds. Wonderful. Now come into a neutral position. Allow for your hips to settle back in. Extend both legs and bring your opposite knee into chest and twist over your body. Opening up your arm into a T or into a goalpost position. Taking deep inhales in and out of your chest. Allowing for your rib cage to expand and stretch alongside your body. Keeping both shoulder blades on the ground. Allowing for the weight of your knee to come over. Just breathe into the pose. Allow the weight of the workout to just melt into your mat. Now slowly come up into neutral and find yourself into a seated position. Outstretch your feet in front of you. Peel your hips so that your sit bones really hit the floor. Raise your hands above your head and fold forward. Keeping your back straight, not rounding, pulling back on the tips of your toes to have an added stretch in your calves. You're gonna hold this pose for about 30 seconds. And if you can go deeper into the stretch, just do so. Don't round your back, keep it flat. Slowly reaching forward. And then let everything go. Let the weight of gravity just pull your head to your knees. Allow your feet to splay out. And just relax into the pose. As you inhale and exhale, just allow for your exhalations to allow your body to fall closer and closer to the ground. Now slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time. Bend your knees, put your feet flat on the ground, and come back into a reclined position. You're gonna lift your feet to the sky, and then you're gonna lift your hips into shoulder stand. This is just going to allow this inversion to let all the blood reverse from your workout. Allow for your hips to go above your heart. Recirculate your bloodstream. It's highly detoxifying as well. Now we're gonna do a deep stretch in our neck and our back. So slowly let your feet fold over and touch the floor. If it doesn't touch the floor, that's totally fine. Just hold it wherever you're comfortable.
If you're hypermobile, you can go ahead and bring your knees to your ears, but that's a little crazy, so just keep your feet in plow pose. We're gonna hold that position, keeping your neck straight, but feeling the deep stretch down your spine. Such an incredible pose. Now slowly roll down one vertebrae at a time. Slow as molasses, allowing your legs to be the last thing that hit the floor. You're in no rush here. This is your post-workout. Now bring your hands above your head and just stretch like it's a morning stretch. You just woke up. From the tips of your fingers to the tips of your toes, expanding your spine in either direction. Place your hands on either side of your hips and come to a seated position. Now, with your hands placed behind your back and your feet on the ground, we're gonna go into reverse bridge position. So you're gonna lift your hips up to the sky and just allow your neck to fall back. You'll feel this deep release in your neck and in your shoulders. Lift your hips more. And slowly come down. Now coming all the way down onto your back, we're gonna do a half bridge pose. Allow your fingertips to touch your heels. Lift your hips up to the ceiling. Bring your arms and shoulders underneath your back and just hold this pose. We're gonna hold this for 30 seconds. Deep breaths in and out. Amazing. Slowly roll down one vertebrae at a time. Allow your knees to come together and just windshield wiper back and forth. Allowing for your back to relax. Now, if you're ready, we're gonna go up into a full wheel pose. Otherwise, you can do that half bridge again. So allow for your fingertips to brush the back of your heel. Allow your hands to reverse next to your ears. Slowly come up onto the crown of your head before going all the way up into a wheel position, really expanding and stretching the back. And then lift. And go ahead and pulse back and forward, feeling the back really stretch out. Feeling the wrists stretch out as well. One more deep breath. Then slowly come down to the crown of your head, onto your back. Bring your knees together and just allow them to rock back and forth. Come up onto your elbows, bring yourself into a seated position, and place one foot on your inner thigh. You're gonna have one leg outstretched, your other foot on your inner thigh, and you're going to twist your hips to face the foot that's outstretched, flex your bottom foot, raise your hands to the sky, and slowly fold over. Really going deep into one of your hamstrings. Resting your elbows to keep your back flat. Your nose forward. We're gonna hold this for 20 more seconds. can walk your hands forward if that's within your reach. And slowly walk yourself up. Now, staying in the same position, you're simply going to place the same outstretched foot as your arm onto the ground. Raise your hand into an overhead arch and stretch open the side body. Keeping both sit bones on the ground, not to overextend yourself. Opening your chest up to the ceiling. Deep inhales in and out. Coming up, we're going to go into joy pose. Place one hand behind your back, and you're going to lift up onto your knee, outstretching your arm behind your body, really expanding your upper part of your chest. Oh, that feels so wonderful. Imagining the sun beaming down on you in this joyful pose, coming back to your seat and simply switching sides. Again, twisting your hip towards your outstretched foot. Raise your hands to the ceiling and fold over your forward foot. Putting your elbows on the ground for added support to keep your back flat. Outstretching if that's within your mobility. And then coming up. Tucking the same arm as your forward foot onto the ground. We'll do a beautiful side stretch. Opening your chest to the ceiling. Deep breaths in and out. Coming up, placing your top hand behind your body and lifting up into that joy pose, bringing your hips forward, your chest opening up to the sky. Imagining again that sun beating down on you, reaching your hand as far back as you can, and then coming down into seated position. Whatever leg you have bent, simply turning towards that leg, allowing for your back leg to start facing down towards the ground. Bring your forward foot into what's pigeon pose. Now you might not go all the way to the ground. If you are lifted up here, that's totally fine. You can hold that position, place a block underneath yourself, or use your hands to keep yourself supported. If you have the mobility to go all the way down into pigeon pose, allow for your body to sink in, make sure your back leg is straight, and then go ahead into sleeping pigeon, fold over your front foot. Keeping your foot flexed to protect your knee. Really feeling it in your hamstrings. Coming back up, bring both of your feet together into cobbler's pose, allowing for your feet to just butterfly. Before we switch into the last position, which is pigeon on your opposite side. So go ahead and switch your legs to opposite pigeon pose. Again, if you're up here, that's totally fine. Hold your body up. You can even keep your hands On the inside of your foot, just make sure your foot is flexed to protect your knee. Bring your chest up, puffed up like a pigeon, and then fold forward. Take deep breaths in and out, using your forearms as a pillow. Going deep into your secondary level of muscles. Now gently walking yourself up into a seated position. And thank you for joining me for this post-workout stretch.